G'day and welcome to this edition of the COLAC Herald Sports Smash. Beside me, Ben Martin. Hey Ben.
G'day Lach.
Loch Cowlishaw, how's it going? Let's get stuck into this round of sport. We've got COLAC District Football, Netball, and of course GFL, COLAC Tigers Football and Netball coming at you. Let's kick it off now with the footy from Ben.
Into the COLAC District Football League action from the weekend. COLAC Imperials remain undefeated after their strong end to the season last year. They've continued into this year with style. They defeated Alvey 13-14-92 to 7-7-49. Goal kickers for Imps. Tom O'Neill kicked 4 goals, the recruit, while Mitch Williamson, who I think we mention every week as a leading goal kicker for Alvey, he kicked 3 goals. For Imps, the best players were Adrian Murray, Sean O'Neill and Simon Scott. For the Swans, Danny Allen, Jared Douglas and Spencer Williamson. Apollo Bay, top of the ladder at the moment after their undefeated start to the season. Disregarding that loss to Lorne in round 1.
Of course.
Apollo Bay defeated Otway Districts in round 3, 11-14-80 to 8-8-56 at Apollo Bay Recreation Reserve. For Apollo Bay, a lot of goal kickers here. They had Adrian Hahn, Matt Densley, Kyle Clemens and Josh Cooper all kicked 2 goals, while Ross Panther kicked 5 goals for the Demons. Apollo Bay best players Darcy Wright, Dean Sheets and Marty White. For the Demons, Aaron Marnie, Adam Harris and Justin Robbins were the best players in that one. Western Eagles, we mentioned the Imps were undefeated. The Eagles have also had a dream start to the season. They remain undefeated after 3 games, while Birregurra remains winless. Western Eagles defeated the Saints 12-7-79 to 9-10-64 at Birregurra Recreation Reserve. Jake Reed kicked 5 goals for the Eagles, while Jonathan McLean kicked 4 goals. Christian Kelly restricted to just 1 goal by Justin McPhee, who is the best player for the Eagles. Also among the Eagles' best were Nick Lacandro and Matt Kenny. For Birregurra, Josh Weatherhead, Jack Melican and Cam White, a couple of young fellas among the best players for the Saints. In the next game now, Lorne has blown out South COLAC after a pretty competitive first half. It was almost neck and neck.
Tight.
The Dolphins really blew the game open in the second half. They ended up winning 22-13, 145 to 9-3-57 at Eliminites Joiner Reserve. Goal kickers for Lorne. Luke Norton kicked a bag of 8 goals, while Ross Waters, his little offsider there, he kicked 6 goals. For South COLAC, Tim Spears kicked 3 goals. And the best players now for Lorne, Louis Homer, his second best on ground performance for the Dolphins. John Leon Tiardis, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. Steve Oliver, and for South COLAC, Sean Harrington, Jimmy Armstrong the recruit, and Dan Roberts. The final CFL game at the weekend, Forest gets its first win of the season finally. They defeated Illawarra Biak 16-13, 109 to 12-5-77 at Forest Recreation Reserve. Illawarra Biak playing under Kevin Armstrong for the first game this season. Obviously you would have read in today's COLAC Herald that Brad Maloney has stepped down as coach and Kevin Armstrong will take on for the remainder of the season. For Forest, Aaron Eddy kicked 5 goals, while Tony Walker, the premiership player, kicked 5 goals for the Bombers. Forest best players were Sean Calcedo, Cam Gooley and Greg Giblin. For the Bombers, Matt Dunn, the young fella, Dan Smith and Joel Hewland were the Bombers' best. And in Geelong Football League news now, just to wrap the football up, COLAC lost its second straight game, unfortunately. Newtown and Chilwell took the points in this one, 15-12, 102 to COLAC's 12-10, 82. So a bit of a slow start for the Tigers, which ended up proving pretty costly at Eldersley Reserve in Geelong there. For Newtown and Chilwell, David Wojcinski, the former AFL superstar, was among a fair few players who kicked 2 goals, while Ryan Normington was the Eagles' best player. For COLAC, Kane Leeson kicked 4 goals, Jake McGuan kicked 3, while their best players were Al Adams, Lockie Veal and Andrew Kelly. So hopefully the Tigers can get things back on track with a win this weekend.
That's right, not the best news for the Tigers, Ben, and it was a similar story there for the GFL netball. The Tigers suffered their second straight defeat, this time to Newtown and Chilwell, who beat South Barwon last week, so they are establishing themselves as one of the contenders this year, the Eagles. The score was 60-20 down at Eldersley Reserve. The Tigers had no answer for Newtown and Chilwell's experience and pace and physicality. So a bit of work to do. The Tigers need to find ways to score more goals through Zoe Don and the likes of those types of players. So tough start for the Tigers, but they've got Grovedale this weekend, so hopefully they can bounce back with a win. Into the COLAC District Netball news now. Birregurra took on Western Eagles. A thrilling encounter, 31 apiece with the final scores. Birregurra scored 13 goals after being 5 goals down at three-quarter time to get that draw. Probably a bit disappointed they didn't get the win, but nice to salvage the 2 points anyway. Best players here were Jess Whedon for Birregurra and Caroline Hitchings for Western Eagles, while the goal scorers Abby Gannon had 15 for the Saints, and for the Eagles Jenny Fish had 18. The next game is Elvie taking on COLAC Imperials. No surprises here. The Imps got a big win, 58-23. They're playing really good netball. They've even got stronger this year, which is a bit scary. Rebecca Scott had 47 goals. Morgan Drayton had 16 goals for Elvie, while the best players were Sarah Higgins, the recruit for the Imps, and for Elvie it was Cindy Throckmorton, a familiar name there. South Colac took on Lorne. An impressive display here by South Colac. They won 62-26, a similar scoreline to the Imps game, and they are just going from strength to strength. Nicole Mitchell had 34 goals. She was among the best players for the Roos, while Chelsea Spears was their best player. For Lorne, it was Caitlin Cross, the recruit, and Carly Endicott shot 19 goals. So another good win for the Roos there. They're looking very strong this year. Forest took on Illawarra Biak. The Bombers got their first win of the season. 66-26 was the final score. Taryn Tom, the recruit, 30 goals. Taylor Leeson, 28 for the Bombers, while for Forest Georgia, Cowdrey had 21 goals. The best players, Narelle Frith, no surprises there. She seems to get in the best every week. And Julie Anderson for Forest. The final game we have for you is Apollo Bay taking on Otway Districts. Another tight, close game. Real tough game, this one. 38-35 was the final score. And the Hawks beat the Demons. So the Hawks have that 2-1 record to start the season. Kath Spears scored 19 goals. Jane Robertson scored 18 goals for Otway. The best for Apollo Bay was Marley Coots, and the best for Otway Districts was Jane Robertson. Now it's time for our favourite part of the show, the COLAC Herald Sports Person of the Week. We're not entirely sure what we call it anymore, but it's a big award, it's a great award, and this week, Ben, who are we going to give it to?
We've scanned the results this week to try and find a standout, and it's probably one that's stood out the past couple of weeks now. We couldn't go past her. She's a new player for the COLAC Imperials. Locke, you could probably tell us a bit more about her.
It's Kate Higgins. She's a recruit. She's really strengthened them up there. She played in the Warrnambool League last year and won the league best and fairest. So the Imps are a little bit scary this year. They've got better, and players like Kate Higgins and her sister, Sarah Higgins rather, they have really strengthened the team up. So she's won the COLAC Herald Sports Person of the Week this week, so well done to her. And that's it from us, from Ben and I. It's goodbye, and we'll catch you next week on the Sports Mash.
See ya.